Hey y'all. As many of you know, we're approaching our third year anniversary of purchasing this property and starting what we now call Oak Haven Farms. We bought this with the purpose of creating a homestead and having something to pass down to our children. But also we bought this as a result of prayer for many years. We asked the Lord to grant us to be able to have a farm. We lived in a neighborhood for a while, but this was our desire to be able to live off the land, to be able to plant our own produce, to provide produce to the community around us, and meats and things like that. And we're well on our way, as many of you have seen. Last year was actually our first harvest. If you look way back in the background, you can see the other side of this field behind me. There's another field where we began planting watermelon about this time last year, and we did pretty good. Uh, we had watermelon and squash, cucumbers. We jarred a lot of things, made a lot of jellies out of the things that and pickles, pickled products out of the things that we grew. And we met a lot of you guys last summer and last fall before it got cold. We had a farm stand set up where we sold the produce that we grew and produce that other people grew as well. But I just wanted to thank you guys for your support and being part of our community. Uh, but also, those of you who haven't met us yet, I'm Joe, and my wife is Sarah, and we're owners of Oak Haven Farms. And we hope to meet you this summer. And between now and then, at some point, we'll be around local festivals and things like that. You'll see us set up on the side of the road during harvest time. You'll see some of our famous JoJo's videos. We love our JoJo. She's our little girl. Um, she'll be 12 in a couple of weeks. But you'll see some with our sons, James and Charlie as well. They're not as video savvy as JoJo is, of course, but you'll see her eventually. You'll see all of them eventually. But main thing I wanted to speak about is at the beginning of the video when I first started, I mentioned we got all this by prayer. We did. We prayed for many years, and we asked God. We didn't want too much. We just wanted just enough to be able to survive and to make a farm to do what we just talked about. And we're well on our way. We're not as far as we'd um, like to be. I mean, we're work in progress, but we're moving on by His grace. Um, and it's indeed by His grace. As we see all this stuff begin to grow, we see the meaning of what His Word says. I believe it's Psalms 108. It tells us that the heavens cry out His glory. The earth, everything cries out basically that God made me. And when you start planting things, you start seeing seed time and harvest, the principles of seed time and harvest. You begin to see the glory of God and everything that He's done. And the main thing that He did, that we're about to celebrate in a couple of weeks, is He died on the cross. We celebrate that on Good Friday in a couple of weeks, and He died on the cross for your sins, for my sins, and on the third day He rose from the dead, just like He said He would. And He did so for the sins of the world. You see, in the beginning, we see this plan that God put in place, this plan of redemption for mankind. And He makes these promises to Abraham and to Isaac and Jacob. And actually, you can go all the way back to the garden to where original sin started. We wanted to be like the Most High. That was the greatest temptation that we had. We wanted to be great. But Jesus comes along and he tells us, you know, if you want to be great, liken yourself as unto this little child. And what he means by that, he means that he's come to basically give you new life. He's come to show you that it takes humility. It takes putting all these things that you learned over your life aside, behind you, turning from those, doing a complete 180 to God, saying, God, here I am. I need you. Here's all of me. I need you. I need this new life. I want this new life. I want to be raised to life with your Son, which is what we'll celebrate in a couple of weeks with Easter Sunday. He was raised to life. He died for your sins, and he was raised to life so that you could live. And that's the message that us at Oak Haven Farms, we want to plant. That's an eternal message. See these cucumbers, these squash, we watch them. We watched them last year. They grew in abundance, but if they weren't sold, it wouldn't be too long before they decayed. They rotted away. The same goes for this life. It won't be long. This life is just a breath. The Bible tells us it's just for a moment as compared to eternity. But it's amazing that the Son of God came to give new life to those who would trust in him for it, those who would liken themselves as unto this little child. All the greatness that we desired before, the pride-filled life, would now be made new. And you know, we don't have to have it perfect. The Bible says, while we were still sinners, he died for us. He didn't wait for us to be perfect. And yes, we're going to fumble around. We're going to make mistakes. But his grace is enough. And if we never sell another pickle to you, if we never sell another potato, if we never sell anything else, if we never plant anything else, if nothing else ever grows, that's the core message. That's the foundation. That's everything that we're all about at Oak Haven Farms. May God bless you. And we hope to see you this summer. If you need anything between now and then, our phone number and all, our email address, you can message us here on Facebook or whatever social media site we're on, TikTok, whatever it may be. Get in touch with us. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to pray for you. God bless you.